We are back. That's right. We are back to our race and ethnic relations on campus show. This is show number 11. Show number 11. And it's entitled Positive Outcomes of Race and Ethnic Relations. That's right. Positive outcomes of race and ethnic relations. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am back. We are back. This is show number 11. My name is Dr. Bailey, and I want to bring to you, we've had outstanding support for our new podcast show, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus. I want to thank all our supporters, because you bring it each and every time. Our supporters, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, thank YouTube. I want to thank all our platforms for getting our information out there, because again, we've gone through some very tough times this past summer with the last show number 10. And that really shook up the entire country and really shook me up as well. Show number 10 was about the mass shootings in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. And so I wanted to start this new season, academic year, off on a positive note. And that's what's missing in our country. And also from each and every college, university in the United States, starting the new academic year 2019-2020. And yes, I'm excited about the total academic year 2019 and 2020. And I've already met my class for the past 2 weeks here at East Carolina University, and particularly excited about my students, my undergraduate and graduate students. I just see so much hope, so much excitement. And now the 2 weeks going by, you start to see how students are settling in. But that's the excitement. That's the newness of a new academic year. And I want to bring that newness and that positivity to our podcast shows on a regular basis. Because there's going to be things that happen, unfortunately, in our country that will just bring us down, that will separate us. But guess what? We're about bringing people together. And the reason why I wrote my book, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus, Understanding Empowerment and Solutions for College Students, in 2018, and now it's 2019, and it's really going beyond my wildest expectations. It's available in every major bookstore, online, and at your local bookstores. But what's so important that one of the reasons why I wrote this book is talk about the positive, indicate the positive aspects of race and ethnic relations. Many times, particularly now, I can see it. A lot of students just don't recognize overtly the positive outcomes. And there's countless number of positive outcomes when you connect with a person and a group that's not like you. We're so comfortable, and I see it way too often, much more so than ever nowadays, that we're so comfortable with sticking with the individuals that we look like, or who has our own particular characteristics. That is not good all the time, 100% of the time. We live in a culturally, ethnically, racially diverse world. Hello, world. And I do mean even the United States. Hello, United States. Hello, each and every state of the United States is racially and culturally diverse. And we have to recognize the positivity, the positive outcomes, the positive attributes, traits, values, skills that comes from having close friends, not acquaintances, not just classmates, but close friends, engagement, interaction with people who look different than you. So I'm going to, this particular show number 11, Positive Outcomes of Race Relations. I want to read portions of my book because I think it means it hits a lot of the issues. So again, if you want to email me at ejb678@gmail.com. That's right, ejb678@gmail.com. I've had some interesting comments, some emails. So let's keep it positive, and that's how I feel really beginning, and I can see it on the faces of my students, and they want positive interactions with individuals who look like them, but mostly they want positive interactions with people who do not look like them. So let me highlight a little bit of the preface. Excuse me, I'm moving around in the studio a little bit, and yeah, there you go, still recording. So let me read the little bit preface and then go into my chapter 8. Here we go. Race and ethnic relations on campus, understanding empowerment and solutions for college students is a new approach to addressing and better understanding many of the major controversial issues associated with race and ethnic relations for today's college students. Due to the current wave of social, racial conflicts across the United States, college students have become astutely aware of many of the issues, yet may not know how to conceptualize and deal with these issues effectively. This book confronts these race and ethnic relations directly and sets in motion a whole new way of thinking on how today's college students can do something about it. Here's chapter 8. Moving to chapter 8, Positive Outcomes of Good Race and Ethnic Relations Among College Students. It is always easier to document less or discuss the negative aspects of poor and race and ethnic relations. What is more challenging, particularly with this topic, is to highlight the positive, and I do mean the positive aspects and outcomes of good race and ethnic relations, especially as they relate to college students. We commonly assume that college students know the positive outcomes of good race and ethnic relations, but in fact, many do not know or have not been taught answers to the question, what are the tangible and practical outcomes of good race and ethnic relations? Let me pause right here. That is so true. Let me just say, there's a lot of assumptions for when you're teaching college students. I found that it's best to explain as much as possible. Walk students through the process. Walk them through each and every step. Show the connection. And today, I'm just saying this, today you have to walk students through. There's no automatic connection anymore. So I purposely walk students through and show the positive, at least in this book, the positive outcomes of race and ethnic relations. You can't assume that students know automatically. They just don't. Why? Because many times they just haven't had the experience. And they're hesitant. They're hesitant, they're nervous, they're scared, they're apprehensive, and they always want to tend to do the right thing. And they don't want to do the wrong thing. I understand that. I can see it on their face. I hear it in my classes again and again and again. So that's the reason why in this chapter 8, I said, let me find and talk about the positive outcomes of race and ethnic relations. Let me find some research studies that shows that has verifiable data that there's positive outcomes. And let me show in this chapter the practical implications of positive outcomes of good race and ethnic relations. It's that straightforward. Hello. It's not a lot of jargon. It's that straightforward. So walk. I like to walk students through. I like to walk, not just students, I like to walk everyone through, and myself. Because, again, in 2019, 2020, we're coming across a whole new set of issues. And you have to walk people through. So that's the first portion of this chapter. This chapter, chapter 8, highlights 3 major research studies showing the positive impact of good race and ethnic relations on the lives of a majority of college students, as well as its effect on students of color. There are tremendous educational, professional, cultural, and personal benefits in developing good race and ethnic relations throughout one's college years. That's right. There are educational, professional, cultural, and personal benefits. Developing good race and ethnic relations while you're in college. That's so important because it prepares. I heard the why. It prepares you for the real world. So let's do it now. Let's find out how to develop positive outcomes now in college. And please share this with your college students. Please share this with your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your best friend. Because that's how we change small communities. That's how we change large urban communities. That's how we change large rural communities. Step by step. But really, you see the impact educationally, professionally, culturally, and personal benefits of developing good race and ethnic relations. Very important. Now let me start with some research study. I know some of you will say, I don't know about this, Dr. Bailey. Where's the research studies that specifically document the positive outcomes? It's easy to say this positive, but what are the research? Here's where I go and get the research. In my book, I always provide a basis for what I want to highlight. The basis is, here's some research studies. Here we go, research study. Over the past couple of decades, there has been an increasing interest among scholars in what the key factors that influence a positive experience among college students during their undergraduate years are. Much of the initial perception pool revolved around general and stereotypical views of college life, newfound freedom, partying with new friends, and participating in campus social events. Yet many of these studies have not explored the factors among specific racial and ethnic college students that influence their positive experiences and outcomes. Why have scholars not investigated these issues among students of color? Is there an assumption that all college students respond similarly to university and campus social events? Fortunately, there are scholars who are investigating college life among students of color and feel that their experiences may be different than the typical college student. For example, a research study in diversity impact. Here's my subheading: diversity impact. In the final report titled "Preparing College Students for Diverse Demographies" to the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Educational Research and Improvement concerning its field initiative studies, one particular researcher examined quantitative and qualitative students' data from 9 public institutions with variations in their educational practices and diversity of student body and explored the following issues. 1. Here we go. How colleges are creating diverse learning environments and actively preparing students to live and work in an increasingly diverse democracy. 2. The role of the diverse peer group in the acquisition of important cognitive, social, and democratic outcomes, both inside and outside of classroom. And 3. Student outcomes that can be best achieved through specific kinds of initiatives designed to increase student engagement with diverse perspectives. This diverse democracy project consists of data from over 4,700 students attending such public universities as UCLA, University of Washington, Arizona State University, University of Massachusetts at Amherst, University of Maryland, University of New Mexico, University of Vermont, University of Minnesota, and University of Michigan. The major findings from this diversity democracy project demonstrated the following. Here's the results. Now think about it. It covered all of these universities. Here's the results. 1. An engaged campus that integrates diversity and civil engagement as central to its mission makes a strong connection between institutional rhetoric, that is the mission statements, priorities, practices, that is the level and types of activity, rewards, and leadership support, and diversity outcomes, the numbers and diverse students and faculty community partnership activity. So it's an engaged campus that integrates diversity and civic engagement as central to its mission. Hello. That's number 1. Number 2, student gains on a host of educational outcomes are associated with informal interaction with diverse peers in the first 2 years of college. Wow, those first 2 years are critical for students to engage with students of other backgrounds, diverse students. 3, campus practices that facilitate student interaction with diversity promote development of cognitive, social, and democratic skills. So the campus has activity of diversity, will improve the cognitive, social, and democratic skills of individual students. 4, student focus groups provided additional information about what students learn from interactions with diverse peers. When you sit students down and they talk in a group setting, you learn, you collect new data that shows the true positive impact of having a diverse campus and diverse peers. 5, and the final one, student focus groups also gave voice to racial and ethnic minority students who articulated contexts in which they faced the burden of educating others, including classrooms where diversity was a topic. So I'm going to stop right here. That's number 5. Reveal that racial and ethnic minority students articulated that they faced the burden of educating others, that diversity is important. So each and every person of color in a classroom felt a little overwhelmed, burdened to explain why is it so important to have a diverse classroom, diverse curriculum, diverse interaction in their lecture halls. Those are positives. And again, this is number 1 of the positive impact from the research studies perspective, diversity impact. There's also, from a research study, educational impact and self-confidence impact, which I'll get into in preceding shows. See, I want to slow things down and recognize that this is, we're in show number 11. I'm walking all of us through, and I want to emphasize, I just really want to emphasize the positive impact of good race and ethnic relations. And there are research studies to document it. And I'm just highlighting 3 particular research studies. And this first study included public universities such as UCLA, University of Washington, Arizona State, University of Massachusetts at Amherst, University of Maryland, University of New Mexico, University of Vermont, University of Minnesota, and the University of Michigan. So they recognize in the results from their study, it's a positive diversity impact for all the students at these universities. The data is showing that everyone benefits. That's what I'm getting to. Everyone benefits. Personally, culturally, professionally, and educationally. When we have positive, strong, in-depth interactions, relationships with people who are different than us. I can't emphasize this enough, because many times administrators, administrators, faculty, and now I can see it among my younger students that many times they overlooked, I'm not saying they overlook the impact, the positive impact of a diverse student population, but also good interaction. You can have here's my big gripe. You can have a diverse student population at any particular major public university, which is happening consistently for the past several decades. Yet do you have good relationships? Good race and ethnic relationships among the college students? Again, universities pull up their numbers and say, yeah, look at our diverse student population. By golly, let's look at our diverse student. We've increased our diverse, but are there good relationships? Or is there engagement, regular engagement? And that's the reason why in this research study, they're looking at the diversity impact, saying an engaged campus that integrates diversity and civic engagement to its mission makes a strong connection. So you have to put that in your mission statement. That's the diversity impact. Not just having numbers. That's what I'm getting to. Not just having different people and the numbers increase, but you have got to have engaged campus in your mission statement and practice it and implement it. And I'm talking every university, public university, private too, but as well as, of course, private, but particularly public universities. Hello, the positive impact. Implement it. Not just increase your numbers, make you feel good. We're in 2019-20. It's not about making people feel good. It's about showing it day in, day out on your campus and seeing it. Oh my gosh. And seeing the positive interactions between students of different walks of life getting along with each other. Not just staying in their own worlds, but really engage with each other, interacting with each other. There you go. Well, that is positive, extremely positive, and we're gonna keep more of a positive slant in our shows, race and ethnic relations on campus. This is show number 11, positive outcomes of race and ethnic relations. That's what we're gonna do. If you want to email me at ejb678@gmail.com. Please listen to us on Podbean. Please listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Please listen to us on iHeartRadio. Please listen to us on Spotify. Please listen to us on YouTube. Thank you, iTunes. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Podbean. We just want to bring it, and we just want to be positive. 2019-2020. It's a brand new academic year. Please email me. Many of you just send me an email saying that you're reaching out to a person who is different than you. Please, I'm requesting, send me an email for all the college students out there who are developing, and this is the academic year just started. Send me an email saying I'm reaching out and finding new friends who are different than me. Please, I will read. Here we go. I will read your comment on my next show. I will read your comment if you email me at ejb678@gmail.com. And I'm serious about this. I want to have, and you don't have to go long with it. Just send me that you're learning and you're reaching out and you found a new friend who just happened to be different than you. Email me at ejb678@gmail.com, and I'm going to continue this request again and again and again. I don't know how many shows, but I'm going to I want to read what's happening out there in throughout the United States and throughout our listening world. So again, this is Dr. Bailey. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. Again, have a great academic year. Parents, relatives, please support your loved one in college. And I'm just doing my best to bring a positive outcome, a positive message to race and ethnic relations on campus. This is Dr. B. Peace out, folks. See ya.